Steve, share with us some of the things that you've been charged with in serving the body of Christ at Scottsdale Bible.
Well, my role is essentially to oversee the spiritual formation ministries department. That involves ministries like outreach and counseling and adult enrichment, our singles ministries, young adults and access ministries. So I really oversee a lot of those ministries. Now, there are great pastors and ministry leaders that oversee each of those ministries. So my main responsibility is basically to tie all those ministries together as we talk about helping people grow in their faith here at Scottsdale Bible Church.
So you kind of shepherd the shepherds then, if you will.
Exactly.
And how do these things tie into, Steve, the new vision and the mission of the church?
Yeah, very well. One of my main responsibilities is to help all these ministries work together. And for instance, we have a couple of key initiatives that are really going to be important in spiritual formation. Building an evangelism culture here at the church and helping people. We have a goal of 75% of our congregation connected in service and in fellowship. And a lot of the ways that they'll be involved in serving will be within the spiritual formation department. And so getting all of these ministries to work together, to talk together, to help people get involved more in the church, serve more, grow more. That's really what I'm going to be doing. So one of my main responsibilities is really helping with all these church-wide initiatives and helping get those going.
So you're really the point man in a great way in a lot of this vision.
Yeah, especially for those two initiatives of our Vision 2010. Yeah, I'll play a significant role in helping all these leaders and pastors work together, and a lot of lay leaders as well, not just people on staff, but people throughout the church. Help us fulfill these initiatives, yeah.
I know you've been in this position, just 4 months or so?
Yeah, right around since the beginning of the year.
Well, are there any stories that you can share with us, Steve? Any exciting things that you can see beginning to take sprout?
Yeah, and in 2 minutes, I don't know, but there's really a lot of these initiatives are two big things that I'm excited for. When you start talking about how you're changing a church culture. To really become more evangelistic and thinking about the lost and how do we get strategic about that? That's really exciting when you see people start getting on. They're getting on board. They're understanding what we're trying to do and really what God's trying to do through us. That's exciting. And then there's just frankly everyday stuff that we see. I mean, we send out short-term mission trips every single week. We seem to be sending out another group of students or adults, all to go out and to expand God's kingdom. And then you've got other things like special ministries and our counseling department. Just they're counseling hundreds of people every week at the professional and volunteer level. It's just exciting to see what God's doing in the ministries of our church.
Well, as you begin to develop and more finely tune your personal vision for your position, what challenge or instruction might you give us in the church to help you, to come alongside with you and help this, because you can't do this yourself?
Oh, no, I wouldn't even try. I think as I think about that question as you ask it, I think the important thing is for people to just get engaged, to start being intentional about their own spiritual growth. And I would start with just falling more in love with Jesus. I think when we talk about, doing all these other things and developing habits of Bible study or serving or getting connected with other believers, it all starts with a love for Jesus. If we don't have that love for Jesus, then we're never really going to want to do those things. And so as a church and as an individual, everything we can do to really focus our lives and center our lives around Christ, all of this spiritual formation stuff it makes it so much easier. Then when we talk about evangelism or connecting in service, those things just make a lot more sense because there's a heart change and a passion for Jesus. That's my encouragement to the congregation, that they just find ways to fall more and more in love with Jesus.
Steve, I thank you for that. It gets right to the heart of the matter, and I've seen that in your heart a great many times. And thank you for sharing this with us.
Thanks, Dave.